Miami beat Pitt. This is Dan White coming to you from my front yard studio in Appling, Georgia, to answer the question, can Miami beat Pitt? Miami's a mess. Oh, Miami is a big, big mess. Players walking out of practice, discord, unhappiness with offensive coordinator Josh Gaddis and secondary coach Jamil Adai. They were sent out by malcontent parents on Twitter for everyone to read. My, I never heard of such a thing. 3-star wide receiver Keyshawn Smith's mom blasted Coach Gaddis, as did the father of freshman 4-star cornerback Kamari Rogers, who called secondary coach Adai a piece of work. Now, Keyshawn Smith did not make the trip for the game against Georgia Tech and has not been practicing with the team. Moreover, 4-star running back Thad Franklin angrily walked out of practice whining that he wasn't getting enough playing time. He wasn't getting enough reps in practice, and he's transferring. I say to Thad Franklin, good riddance. Under previous coaches, Miami had a diva-like atmosphere. Players were undisciplined, pampered, came late or even skipped meetings and practices, and performed half-heartedly. Those days and that rot gut culture are gone, long gone. Coach Mario Cristobal doesn't put up with any of that nonsense. Well, there's another word I'd like to use, but I won't. I'll just stay with nonsense. His motto is, how you do anything is how you do everything. In other words, if you're a slacker at practice, you're going to be a slacker in games. And he ain't having it. Senior tight end Will Mallory and others had this to say about the new culture that Coach Mario Cristobal is building. Listen to what these seniors said.
You know, I've been around a lot of coaches in my lifetime, and Coach Cristobal is, you know, his class act and everything he does everything the right way. You know, and he's building that culture. He's building it the right way, and he's bringing in the right people. And I think that's just something that's so exciting that you know, if I was a recruit right now and I could do it all over again, that's something that I want to be a part of.
I've been asking the guys from your class, the 2018 class. You guys have been 3 coaches. I think the IPF wasn't even open the first day you got here. Just you know, a lot has changed obviously at the program. What do you feel like is the biggest change that has happened from day one to now?
I'll say the biggest change has been like the culture. Just getting back the culture to everybody. Being at one state.
Yeah, well, I guess just what kind of is different about this culture? You know, everyone always talks culture, but how would you kind of describe what Coach Cristobal maybe is put in differently?
I'll describe it, you know, just what he wants. You know, toughness, grinding. Make sure we're at it each and every day. No days off. So just that alone just sets a different standard than there was before, for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely surreal. You know, the journey from Australia coming over here has been a super long one. So coming into Hard Rock to play the last game for Miami is definitely going to be probably a little emotional, but at the same time, I'm excited, you know, for the next chapter of my life as well. But yeah, the main thing is just to finish strong, beat Pittsburgh and get bowl eligible.
Further, the coach had these words for disgruntled parents. And I say to him, amen. This is what he had to say to those disgruntled, complaining, whining parents.
Yeah, it was parents of 2 of your players this year on Twitter made disparaging comments about 2 of your assistants. So I don't know if that type of thing crosses your desk, and when it does, do you go to the kid and say, or the young man and say, why is your parent doing that, or do you just ignore that stuff?
Well, I'm a parent myself, and I think it's important to teach our own children to handle stuff like adults in a face-to-face manner. as it relates to posting on social media, I was raised very different than anything that would relate to anything such as that. But a parent is very free and welcome to come pick up their son if they're not happy with their playing time here at the University of Miami. And I guess that's my philosophy.
Now, the toxic atmosphere created by some players and some parents is like the rotten apple in the barrel. One rotten apple spoils the whole barrel. Miami has been mired in mediocrity for 20 long years, 2 decades. I don't think it's going to be a quick fix to drain the swamp and restore Miami to its former level of excellence, but it's coming. Mario is getting rid of the rotten apples, and it's going to take him a little more time. But Mario's going to fix this toxic atmosphere and restore a winning attitude instead of a whining attitude. He's going to do that. Count on it. In the meantime, we fans need to be patient. You have to be patient, very patient with the process. And there's a game to play this Saturday against Pitt at 8 o'clock at Hard Rock that you can watch on the ACC network. This is Miami's last regular season game. It's senior night, and I have to believe that the seniors want a victory. I believe the seniors want to win, which would give Miami 6 wins, making the Canes bowl eligible. Otherwise, it's their last game. Now, pundits are saying that if they somehow beat Pitt, that Miami would most likely play in the Gasparilla Bowl in Tampa or the Fenway Bowl in Boston. If they play in Boston, bundle up, because it's going to be cold, mighty cold, in Boston, Massachusetts. Now, let's take a look at the Pittsburgh Panthers. Their record is 7 wins against 4 losses. Miami's record is 5 wins against 6 losses. Pitt has 4,320 total yards for the season. Miami has 5,386 yards. On offense, Pitt is led by senior quarterback Kedon Slovis. He's thrown for 2,135 yards, 7 touchdowns, and he's been intercepted 8 times. His completion rate is 57.8%. But his rating against Duke last week, which Pittsburgh won, was 94.6. He was red hot. Now, Israel Abinaconda is their leading rusher with 1,320 yards this season. Pitt's defense has registered 38 sacks, which is 3rd in the nation. They've had 8 interceptions and 8 forced fumbles, and they've recovered 6 of those forced fumbles. Senior linebacker Savosier Dennis leads the team in tackles with 85. Now, Pitt coach Pat Narduzzi has won 60 games against 41 losses in his career, and he's not been head coach at any other school but Pitt. He's led his Panthers to 2 Coastal Division championships and 1 ACC championship in 2021. 2021 was his best season, winning 11 games. Prior to that, his best season was winning 8 games. Can Miami beat Pitt? Can we really beat Pitt? The Hurricanes have so much to overcome, as I mentioned earlier. They have to overcome rotten apples, a blowout by Clemson of 40-10 in last Saturday's game, a senior-laden Pitt team, injuries, and a team of mostly freshmen and sophomores. The ESPN predictor has the Panthers with a 55.3% chance of winning. Odds Shark predicts Pittsburgh 37 and Miami 25. Vegas has Pittsburgh as a 6.5-point favorite. Can Miami beat Pitt? I wouldn't bet on it, but I'm sure hoping for a Miami victory. It's senior night, the last game for these seniors at Hard Rock. They want to go to a bowl game, and I think that Miami might just pull it out. Thank you for watching, and go Canes.